Hi guys, this is a video where we will go over how to complete a science article review. I know some of you have completed these and we will go over how to do this in class, but if you miss it or you need reinforcement, this will be the video for you. So first off, we're going to read a science magazine. Of course, there are online access to Science World magazines as well. So there will be instructions for how to access the online magazines, but this is a paper copy of the magazine. You'll notice this is the title of the magazine, Science World. This is the date of the magazine, and you need that information for the science article review. So if you take a look at the sheet that you'll be completing either digitally or on paper, first thing it says is that articles you choose to read must be at least 2 pages long. So do not pick an article that's half a page or 1 page. You won't have enough information and it'll be nearly impossible to get full credit. So magazine title, again, that's Science World. The magazine date here is September 4th, 2017. We haven't gotten to the article title yet, but we will, and then the page number. So there are 4 main questions that you're answering. What is the main idea of the article? What are the text features used in the article? Be specific. Tell me all the features and describe them. List 1 fact that you learned in a text feature in this article. You do not need to use CER. And then what science skill or concept did you learn in this article? And you do need to CER that with 2 to 3 pieces of evidence. So now stop the video and read pages 1 through 2. Continue reading on pages 3 and 4. All right, so the first thing we need to do is write what the main idea of the article is. 1 sentence answer, just make a claim. So the main idea of Hands-Free Ride, that's the title of the article, is to inform the reader about driverless cars and how they may change our lives in the future. That's it. There you go. Question number 1 answered. Okay, so that's what's the main idea. All right, so then it talks about, in question number 2, what are the text features used in this article? Be specific, tell me all the features and describe them. So text features are any non-inline, so these are inline features that provide information. Captions, so captions like high-tech ride. Subtitles, captions are associated with pictures. Subtitles are in the reading but break up different parts of the paragraph. Graphs, so here's a graph, pictures, and text boxes. So there's all kinds of text features in this article. You can see the title page, picture, it's got all kinds of information on a picture with a caption, subtitles, a diagram with information, milestones, which is a timeline, cars with pictures of cars with captions and additional captions. So all kinds of text features. So what are the main text features used in this article? Be specific, tell me all the features and describe them. So there are 4 pictures with captions, a diagram, subtitles, and a timeline. Question number 2. Question number 3, list 1 fact you learned in a text feature in this article. So you don't have to CER it. You do have to tell me something you learned in a text feature, not in the inline text, but in the text features. So I said the first driverless car was a van that went 12 miles at the speed of 55 miles per hour. So if you go back, you'll see that that is in the milestone. So that's 1 text feature that you could have learned about. So then the final question is the question that people seem to have trouble with. It's what science skill. It is not this question. It is not something you learned. That's something you learned in a text feature. This is what science skill or concept did you learn about in this article. So what kind of science is this article talking about? There are all kinds of choices: problem solving, questioning, prediction, hypothesis, experimentation, data analysis. Analysis, conclusions, theories, laws, research, technology, biography of a scientist, or informational. Now, there may be more than one. This one does have to, you do have to use CER, and you do have to back that up with at least 2 pieces of evidence. So the E, you need 2 to 3 pieces of evidence. So let's take a look at the different things that we could look at. So you can use one or more than one, but be sure it has a skill or concept that is used in the article. So problem solving. Problem solving is an article that talks about a problem like global warming, a medical problem, or any other type of problem scientists are trying to solve. Questioning. Does the article title ask a question? Is it a question scientists are trying to figure out about why people are getting sick that live in a certain area? That would be an article about questioning. Or why are the coral reefs dying? Or why are the manatees dying? Those are the kinds of things that are questions. Prediction, hypothesis, that's a little more difficult to describe, but the article might talk about predictions or hypotheses that scientists are making and how they're going about trying to determine what kinds of hypotheses or predictions they might come up with. The next is experimentation. This article is going to tell you about an experiment that scientists did. So it might tell you that they predicted something, then they ran this experiment. So it would really be like reading a lab procedure or a lab report. Data collection, if it's a data collection article, it's going to have lots of numbers and information on tables and graphs. Analysis and conclusion, think about what we do in class. Analysis and conclusion will be a lot like what we do at the end of a lab. It'll be an article explaining what scientists learned from doing an experiment. Theories and laws. Theories and laws will state explicitly, that means it will very specifically say that this article is about a theory, for instance, the theory of evolution, or it will say something about Newton's laws of motion or the law of gravity. It will specifically say that. So if it does not say it's talking about or describing a theory or law, then it probably is not a theory or law. Then if it's a research articles will be about information scientists are studying. You will not read any research in Science World. So unless you're reading a magazine outside of what we provide in class, this is going to be something that either your teacher would provide you, or you might go out to the internet and look in Google Scholar, but you're not going to find this on your own. So later in the year, if any of you want to read my New Scientist magazines, they contain articles on the latest scientific research, and those are certainly an option. Technology is just what it says. It's an article talking about the latest technology. It could be artificial intelligence, it could be robotics, it could be any number of things that have to do with engineers working on solving problems, creating technology to make life better. Biography of a scientist. Biography of a scientist will be an article that tells about a scientist. Occasionally there will be an article that's specifically about a scientist. For instance, a few years back there was an article about Jane Goodall. Jane Goodall is the scientist who works with gorillas, and it talked a lot about how she came to do that. There might be some historical biography of a scientist like Gregor Mendel or Newton or Darwin, and so those would be biographies of scientists. Now the final one, this is sort of a cop-out. If you take this road, you better be able to argue to me that none of these others apply, but if it's just kind of informational talking, it's not a skill, it really shouldn't ever be used. But if the article isn't about any skill, they haven't talked about a problem, questioning, prediction, hypothesis, any of these things, it might be informational. And if it's informational, then you definitely need to be able to provide a lot of evidence as to why you think that's what the choice is. So once you've done that, once you've decided what skill for the article uses, you can write your CER answers for number 4. If you don't know how to CER, you'll need to go back and watch the CER video in this module. So what science skill do you think is used in this article? Again, just a reminder to go way, 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 way back here. Just so you remember, hands-free ride. Just to make this go a little quicker, we'll get to the end this way. So what kind of article was it? Hopefully, you picked technology. So now you'll need to find 2 to 3 pieces of evidence to support your choice. So once you're done, you're going to make your claim. So the science skill used in hands-free ride is technology. That's your claim, okay? Now you're going to cite some evidence. So on page 9, it says that the essential question is, how do technological innovations change the way we live our daily lives? Now you might be reading that and thinking, could that be questioning? Sure, it could be. And you could argue that it answers this question, and that would be all right. You could also say that it's about technology and questioning. So that's one piece of evidence. Then also on page 9, one of the subtitles is high-tech ride. So we know that the word tech is there. So technology, technology, that's proving our claim. These are the evidence for our claim. So then we've given 2 pieces of evidence, and we want to give our reasoning. So I know this article is about technology because the entire article, pages 8 through 11, talks about cars driving themselves and how it will change the future of our lifetime, in our lifetime. So again, the claim being it's about technology, we've given evidence about it, and then we're talking about something changing our lives, which we know our reasoning is technology is used to improve our life. So that is how you do that part of the science article review. So again, as you look at this, you have 4 questions. Only one has to be CER'd. One has to be a complete sentence. Make sure you remember what text features are. Be careful with question number 4. If you have any questions, let me know. And good luck with your science article review.